Can't hear none.
Yes.
So they still have his picture, he's still.
You guys don't have any volume. We can't hear.
On. I'm not trying to hide nothing, you know what I mean? And she said she can't, but I mean, I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I'm an open book.
All right, got a motion and a second, monitor for 60 days. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? 8-1. Okay. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, sir. Travis, for you, I'll pay to get that red truck back.
All about you, Travis. Everybody in there knows you.
11th item of business
Here we
will be a
go.
show cause hearing on case number 1785 for Trevor Pearson's property at 805 Buckeye Street. Trevor here?
Yes. Trevor Pearson's here.
Trevor's on Zoom. Thanks for listening in.
Yeah, right. I couldn't hear anything. I thought you guys just had me muted out.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Any questions?
You were going in and out. I could not hear you, sir.
I'll ask anybody if you got any questions.
You claimed anything in there?
Hey Trevor,
Yeah.
do you live here or is this a rental?
Uh, I inherited the house from my mom and dad. It was not intended to be a rental. We let some people live there. They were paying us to live there, so we had them evicted. All the trash around the property has kind of been left from them moving out and leaving it all. I have a dumpster coming there this Thursday to actually remove all that and get all the property cleaned back up. No one will be living there moving forward. I'm not going to rent it or anything like that. Just if my kids live there, it'll just be my kids. So
Okay. How long do you need to do that, Trevor?
I have a dumpster coming Thursday. We're going to work at it the remaining rest of the week and the weekend, and the dumpster will be leaving Wednesday. So I plan to have it all done by then. We moved all the stuff out of the house to get it all cleaned up, and then we gave the couple an opportunity to come get their stuff for over 2 months now, and they haven't done so. So we're going to put it in a dumpster and get it all removed from the property.
So that, would 30 days give you enough time?
Oh yeah, more than enough. Yeah,
I'll make a
it
motion
should
to
be done by
monitor
the
it for
middle of
30
May.
days.
Yes, sir.
I'll second.
So Trevor, there's a motion and a second to monitor your property for 30 days. Any other discussion?
No, sir.
All those in favor? Opposed? 9-0. Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you.
I don't understand that.
10th item has been tabled until, or sorry, the 12th item has been tabled until next month.
I don't understand that.
Thirteenth item of business is the show cause hearing on case number 51 for Isaiah and Amy Shapstall's property at 1200 Fern Grove Avenue. Is Isaiah or Amy here?
We've done quite a bit of cleanup, so recommendations to monitor for 30 days.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Sorry, what case number is this?
I think it's
51.
I think.
Thank you.
The one before was tabled till next month. We got a motion and a second to monitor item 13 for 30 days. All those in favor? Opposed?
Yeah.
9-0. 14th item of business is the show cause hearing on case number 1584 for Timothy and Judy Sidwell's property at 7755 North State Highway 30. Board needs to review this property.
Let me kind of take over here.
Okay.
Probably need to remember
Mr. Fitwell was here at the meeting last month, and there was an issue about him not getting a permit for the house built that he built. And, after the meeting, Marie and I discussed what is called, they call it the log cabin rule. The log cabin rule basically is a statute that says if you build your own house or your own personal occupancy, you don't have to get it from that. And so Mr. Sidwell went and hired an attorney from Columbus. There is a letter that's in your packet here. If you look in that letter, in the total section, 36.7A, and 3D, towards the very bottom, the second page, an ordinance adopted in this section is not applied private homes are built by individuals and used for their own occupancy. However, on-site pool systems, private homes must comply with state law. But I think there's movement to go through that to get that done. So your I'm sorry, what sort of electricity? Okay. But in terms of punishment or taking some action for failure to get a building permit, because that, and again, we're even talking about it. Because it's all cabins.
What'd you guys say about, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
What'd you say about the electricity? I didn't-
Andy's gonna have to explain that.
Yeah, there was a case in there that, you can build your own home, but as soon as you need electricity, utilities will not connect it unless everything is done according to, or that's for safety. So there are certain things you have to do. You would get, they would need a permit for electricity. If they want to be self-sufficient, you know, like solar power and whatever, they have the right to do that. But as soon as you need outside, like electrical service or sewage, that would be the influence for that.
So I got a question. I mean, this is if a person does 100% of the work themselves, correct? How do we have proof that 100% of this work was done by an individual?
Well, here, yeah,
I mean, I'm just asking the question, how is that proven and how's it not proven?
that's a good question.
Can you go to the podium?
Yes, I can. How do you get an answer for that? If it was a contractor involved, you know, building in, then they themselves would be responsible for getting any permit. That's what I did. So in other words, general contractor, plumbing contractor, electrical contractor, you know, they would cost their license and such, they would be required to get a permit regardless. That's my understanding. So, but to go further to answer that, I had receipts for a period of time. This has been 5 years ago, but I can go back through my bank records, through the bank, and show that everything was bought through records. So I can.
I mean, I'm not saying you did or whether you didn't, but I'm curious to how, you know, going forward, how do we know? That's, I guess that's the question. I mean, how are we gonna, I mean, that's.
Wrong, but what I would like to see is a recommendation that we record this letter to his property, and that way, if he ever goes to sell it down the road, they know that there was no permits pulled in our office and that this is attached. Or something, minutes or something.
Marie and I discussed that, and I think I told her that probably your minutes or this letter could be recorded. I thought that was a good idea.
Any sale of the property would have to go and be inspected. And I don't know if that is law, but I know that is, you know, common
It would be
practice.
inspected by us.
Well, it
Some
would be,
banks would
it would be
require a
inspected by
home
an
inspector.
independent inspection.
But some
people
don't, if
waive
they're
that.
paid, you know, if they're
If
paying
you would
tax.
sell that to a cash buyer,
They waive
the financing,
Right.
and many times it's not. Now, there is a disclosure document that has to be done about the certain condition of things in the house. Doesn't create a warranty or anything. It has to be put in there. It's built by you for your own occupancy. but it's
Basically
not,
somebody's work.
the inspection is not automatic.
So I have a couple questions. Is Mr. Sidwell right about the contractor? I didn't think it was the contractor's responsibility.
It isn't the contractor.
It's
The homeowners? Okay.
But the,
Oh,
but
the
the contractor is like he said, electrician, plumber, that, he can't be working on that property unless he sees that permit. That's provided by the home.
He's gonna make sure you got it.
Sometimes the contractors do pull the permits, but
See, he can wire his own house, he just can't do the service.
Can't do the service to it, right? Yes, yeah.
You know, to answer your question, I mean, I assume it's like everything else. If we bring an action against somebody, we need to be able to prove it, right? So we need to be able to prove that it was built by somebody else, in my opinion.
Well, you said you had solar, didn't you? For
Yeah,
electricity.
we're not attached. There's power, I paid to have power run to it because my sister owns the additional 8 acres next door and she's planning on building a home at some point. But there's no power other than the off-grid solar.
And electric's what would have got it caught if you would have hooked up.
Well, and they wouldn't, I mean.
They wouldn't tie
they said
you.
they couldn't.
No, they wouldn't tie you on.
Yeah.
See, I thought, and I thought that we asked someone by a new statute, I just got to do some things I did, that you have to hook into electric. Now,
That's
you don't
what they
have to
said.
use
she
it,
still has
but you have to hook in. And I didn't
Not in
understand what that
Indiana,
means.
according to what my research. Now, that could have changed over the last 5 years, but I checked into that before I built it. Just
I
to
guess
be
what
sure.
we have to protect. Your case is very unique, like I said, the very first time we talked, it was very unique. But we have to protect our county. And some of our rules and decisions, and so I don't just want to, me personally, I don't want to just let this dog lie. I don't want to go, I'm not saying after him, I'm not saying that whatsoever, but I want to know what I'm talking about. And if this ever comes up again, or even this case, I want to know every single detail. Is it right? Is it wrong? That's hearsay stuff drives me nuts.
Well, I will say.
I don't care what another attorney says. I don't really care about that. If another attorney can write anything, once I want to know, what does the judge say? What does the judge say about it? That's who's going to make the final decision, not the attorneys. We don't.
Well, I can say there's already been cases tried by my attorney.
Yeah.
Over this very thing.
Right.
So there's a precedent. Anytime that you go into.
And I don't agree with precedents anyway, but I don't agree with that either. I just.
Well, precedents is what.
I mean,
But there is a case cited in this letter
yeah,
by the attorney where there was this very issue that came out of Monroe County. You read the next paragraph, it says, while this exemption at first glance seems counterintuitive, courts in the state of Indiana have upheld it, thereby allowing individuals to build their own homes, their own use to do so without obtaining a building.
yeah. Have you read that statute? Have you read it? Or just read what he said?
I haven't read that case, no.
I want to know what, that's what I want to know.
Citation,
Here's the thing you talk
but
about.
I have read the statute.
And the attorney can back me up. on
And
this
that's
if
the
he-
statute.
You know, the Supreme Court rules based on precedent. Am I correct?
Yeah.
In a large way. So precedent is everything in court. Now,
Yeah, I know.
what they think personally is one thing,
I know,
okay?
Yeah.
But what the justice system considers is completely, and precedents have everything to say.
Dave, I've read the statute, because that statute is cited in the letter.
yeah.
I'm not trying to sneak anything.
I'm satisfied with that, but no, I haven't.
So was the only complaint that he didn't get a permit, or was there other parts
We
of
still
it?
have the septic.
But the septic's not for us to work
It's
on.
not there.
So for area plan, the only thing was whether he got a permit, correct?
But you have to keep, don't you have to keep updated on the septic situation?
not if you don't get a permit.
No, because you would have got that before you got our
Yeah.
permit.
Well, we're just information, we are working on the septic as soon as the contractor's schedule allows. I'm just hoping with this driveway and that we'll be able to do that. That is the
Well, the
process.
electrical, did you hook up, you said?
Mm-mm.
No.
Dave's just trying to figure every way in the world that he can get us in there.
No, I'm not trying to get, I'm trying to understand, because I don't agree with it.
no, I just don't agree.
Well, like Danny said, if he was to get public electricity hooked up to his house, he would have to have a permit for his house before they would hook it up.
Yeah.
So most time, unless they have a bunch of solar panels, you would have to inspect your electric.
I will say this too, just to back up what we're saying, the very statute, and correct me if I'm wrong, the very statute that lays out the county's ability to create this board in the zoning board itself is part of that very statute. So,
It's all under Title 36.
yeah, under Title 36. So if I know anything about creating, a zoning board, any kind of regulations, things like that.
It's under a different section.
But it's right. It's all section.
It's under 30 Title 36.
So, if you serve in a municipality on the board, it's there in the statute. It's not an attorney's opinion. It's a statute, what it says.
So based on what I'm hearing, I mean, I have read that statute. If our only complaint is that he didn't get a permit and we can't prove that he didn't do all the work, then I make a motion we dismiss it.
I second.
Do you want this recorded? So
I absolutely think it needs to be recorded.
Me personally, I think it's buyer beware. I mean, I think if he sells his house, if I buy it, it's up to me to check it out. But that's just my personal opinion.
I agree to a certain extent. And in any case, personally, if we sold it, then it's going to be factual that I built the house to begin with. I'm proud of the home. I built it all myself. I did all the hard work on it. I had the knowledge to do it. And I'm proud of it. And in that situation, I'd be more inclined to protect it in future buyers.
So we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Yeah, what happens down the road if somebody comes in and says, I'm not gonna hook electric up to a building and they want to build it on a piece of property, they don't even have to get a permit.
Well, it has to be resident.
If he builds it himself, it has to be a resident.
Has to be a resident. It cannot be an outfit.
Yeah,
It has to be.
So somebody has to be living.
Got a question from the audience.
She's gotta show you that code, we can't get insurance, can he? Who would insure if he ain't got code? So, he's skipping the law, really. Well, look at it.
That's the insurance.
Has he got insurance on him?
Yeah, the insurance company came out and inspected. I had insurance.
The insurance did inspect it.
What?
The insurance inspected it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Insurance agent came.
So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor? So dismissing this? Opposed? Abstained? So 7-2. David and Toby? Is that right? Shane.
I voted against it.
Okay.
Oh, 6-3. Dave, Toby, and Shane?
It's done.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
What's the
15th item of business is the show cause hearing on case number 1111 for Ralph C. Wilson's property located at 3009 Kensington Square. It appears the house is abandoned. Mr. Wilson's sister called and said he's in a nuisance.
So we've been dealing with this property since September of 22. Mr. Wilson's never lived there, he lives in Milan. My understanding now is been a nursing home. She keeps the sister, which is Janet House, that he wanted to come back here, whether he does or doesn't, I don't know. A good Samaritan had the yard mowed, so I hope those good Samaritans keep up mowing. Otherwise, the grass was pretty high, it looked like a field. So I at this time, it still needs some weeding and that type of thing, but, I definitely wouldn't dismiss it at this moment.
We filed on this before.
Yeah,
The sister got involved.
yes,
Did a cleanup, please, didn't she?
he did, uh-huh,
That's what I thought.
yeah.
Yeah, we have notes back to August of 2019.
Like I said, nobody lives there and they haven't for a long time.
How long can you monitor it for?
Again, I don't know if those good Samaritans are gonna continue to mow it, other than that, it's gonna look like it did before.
Be awesome if they did.
Huh?
Be awesome if they did, just
Yeah.
keep moving.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just from before this. If you could come up and state your name for the. Would you come up and state your name at the podium and then I can get what you want?
I'm asking for the pictures you had before this, where the grass was supposed to.
What's your name?
Tall, my name is Philip.
Thank you.
You have prior to this?
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to see him?
I was looking at this house. And it's not that tall, so it, you might get more before I showed up.
Did you get
From there,
permission?
probably a foot and a half off the ground, so we're talking, somebody went about a month without mowing.
I'll tell you the same thing I told the gentleman earlier, like, we don't go looking for complaints. We're not trying to turn people in. We serve the public.
Said that they monitored this because they've had previous problems, that was for workers when you guys put them.
We've had complaints, so that's why we look into it.
And it is isolated.
And you guys are checking out the CSL properties that are right around the corner from this one?
If you'd like to turn in complaints, you're welcome to do
I know,
that.
I turned 77 of them, including right around the corner from this one. Which the grass is literally trees. If you look at the photo right there,
Ms. Coleman, we are here on this property at the moment.
right. We're on this property at the moment, which is the best yard, even in this photo. On that
It
block.
wasn't until you mowed it a few days ago.
Actually, I didn't know, I did it. I did that right there when I showed up, somebody's been mowed. It's been mowed.
Recently.
This picture was taken in May. When I showed up, the grass was already cut, because I've been trying to keep it up, it was not mounds. I did the pitch line. That's all that was there when I got there. And I didn't know I should work it for. I think this house is being turned by CSL. And they want to take possession of it, because some of the little it's not abandoned. The sister is coming and taking care of it. She might forget every so often, but it's not abandoned. And as she, if that he plans to come back and try to move into it when he comes back down. Whether he does that or not, I don't think the area is planning concern. As of right now, I don't see anything in these photos that is of an area of planning concern at all. So I'm asking for it to be dismissed, so this man can decide whether or not he wants to sell it. If he wants to.
Well, we appreciate you weed eating. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we dismiss.
I second by the pictures. I mean, I couldn't think of any other way to go by the pictures presented here, to be honest.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, so we're gonna have it back and if somebody doesn't mow it, we're gonna have it back and be starting all over again on it in 30 days, 60 days.
I mean, look at the case. And
I mean, it goes back quite a ways.
So do you mind, are you gonna keep up weeding?
I have
You do? Yeah, good deal.
Any other discussion? Motion is second. All those in favor dismiss. Opposed? 9-0.
8-1.
You won.
Are you blind?
I don't agree.
Can you not see that?
Sorry.
I don't agree with it at all. But
All right, 16th item of business will be the opening of bids for the cleanup. So I don't have any bids on 3 items.
so we get to start on.
Marie, is that because you're occupied? I know.
Someone next. No, I don't. So that last one, when it's not mowed in 30 days, we're going right back to where we're at, or how's this? We'll start all over. Okay. Guess when it's growed up, we'll do it all over again.
Won't have to worry about the winter time.
Any old or new business?
Yeah, I've got something. So we do Zoom right now, correct? And since the law's changed and we have to live stream these, I'm kind of the opinion that we're probably spending money we don't need to spend by Zooming also. I'd like to see us consider quitting the Zoom.
Well, the YouTube, they can't do like Trevor did tonight, though.
I mean, my opinion is if somebody's got an issue, they should be coming in anyway. But that's just me. So I guess I'd like to make a motion that we discontinue Zoom.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
Further, is there anybody ever on the Zoom?
But we pay for Zoom for multiple offices.
It's $15.99.
We had one tonight, Eli.
We use Zoom all the time. We got people that.
Yeah, you just don't pay just for this office, you pay for
No, each office is
each office is 15.
because you have to have your own account.
YouTube's live right now.
There's a lot of nights we don't have anybody, Fred.
It all kind of started Zoom in COVID.
I thought we had to Zoom. I didn't think we had a choice.
No.
We have a choice.
Zoom is not considered live.
But we're being live streamed, correct?
Correct.
And I assume if somebody has an issue, somebody has a disability, or for some legitimate reason they can't get here, they can still be heard on via writing and corresponding with Marie.
That's the way the courts are, you know, there's some issue with that.
And it wasn't bad tonight with Trevor Pearson, but most of the time we can't hear them, they can't hear us. There's kids screaming in the background. It's just chaos anyway.
I agree with that.
Got a motion second. All those in favor?
So what?
Getting rid of Zoom?
What can you say?
I said, so what's the legality on it? Do we have to do the Zoom or do we not? Okay.
So all those in favor of getting rid of Zoom? Opposed? 7-2. And John. Any other?
I've just got a quick question. A lot of the stuff we're seeing down here, how are we prioritizing? I mean, sometimes we see where there's 3 pages of 3 years of complaints, but then we had one tonight, and we've seen it several times lately where it's only been a couple months worth with minor issues. How are we prioritizing that? Or
So the case history notes are from the day that case opened until today.
Okay.
So it could be opened and closed and opened and closed, with a lot of them are, so you're gonna have more notes. They all fall within the tickler system.
the what?
So we have a file where, so we can keep up with all the cases that we have, they're in a system. Whether it's 30 days, 60 days, if you look through your case notes, you normally never get anything. Most of the time we've been dealing with those property a year or more.
But he's talking about the ones, and I've got questions about them too, that we've had for a month or two.
Can you give me one example?
Sure.
1785. Case number. Trevor Pearson.
May 7th. Is that what you're saying? May 7th?
Yeah. Yep, May 7th, and it's at a show cause in 2 months and a week.
So he never, we don't hear from anybody. So if we don't hear from anybody, if they just ignore our letters and we don't hear anything, then we assume, you know, we try to work with everybody that calls in. If they don't call in, I can't work with them. So either we send them a level B on 6A, and then we send them another final on 622, and then we show cause. Nobody ever called in to say this is what's going on.
But that's what she's saying, like it was May and now it's August, so normally they get 3 months to decide whether they're gonna agree with her or not. So some clean up within that time and they don't ever come here.
No, I get that, but we do this every month where we've been dealing with something for years and we've not heard from them. We're just kind of wondering, it seems like it's kind of centralized in the county, is what I'm getting at.
It's like
streamlining other areas to get them.
No, I don't. I mean,
It's
it
like
may
she
sound
said, though,
like
like-
it's not.
Those notes, like the one today was back to 2019. And so sometimes the notes will tell you exactly what's happened with the property, whether they came here for a show cause and then we made a motion and they left and then they got back on. Or it could be 2019, they deal with them, they clean it up and then they take them off. And then 5 months later, somebody else complains.
Yeah, I just don't like you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing, Chad. We'll have one property that has 3 sheets, and then we have one like today. It's been
That's what I
on.
mean, though, if they clean it up, we can't bring them in here, but there's still notes on it, so they dismiss it and then it could start all over again.
Eli, here's the thing, if nobody calls and we keep sending letters and nobody call, how long do you want me to keep sending letters?
I'm not sure, I just want to know.
I mean, if you give me some direction.
I want to know how we prioritize and really, that's it. Know how you prioritize.
We're dealing with lots of complaints.
I get that, we're dealing with lots of complaints, most of them out of Squire and City here, just all wonderful.
They're all open. I mean, now you know, the city has their own code.
Stop in my throat, burn my breath.
So I mean, Squire don't call and say, I need this moved up. The North Vernon don't call and say, I need this moved up. We just kind of go, we got them in the order that we got them coming in. And when the pictures come in, has it gotten worse? Haven't heard from anybody. You know, we just kind of, Tanja and I go through these every day.
It's fine. I don't want to spend any more time on it on the board tonight. I'll do some digging myself.
And you're welcome. I mean, I'd love to talk to you.
Any other business?
We have an update on like the Redmond building.
They're going to court, September the 24th.
It's, the roof was scheduled to start in 2 weeks.
Well, that's all.
Putting a whole new roof on it. That work was supposed to be starting because they're closing the street. They asked for street closures for 3 days to set trusses.
Terry
told us that
Thompson
3
brought
years
in
ago, too, though.
a set of plans
Yeah, I
and
know.
a sketch of press plans. And Danny met with him and told him he's gonna need a state release and he's gonna need to get plans as to what they're gonna do with that building. And my understanding is he's told that costs a lot of money. And so I said, well, you're gonna have to either come up with some plans or we're going to court. And I've had about 3 phone calls to ask what we're gonna do. And I said, you got 2 choices. You fix it up or you tear it down.
I've had multiple conversations with him about that building, but he can't give me a straight answer on anything. Like, he's one, if say he has Dave come in there and bid structural stuff and Dave doesn't tell him what he wants to hear, then he goes to the next guy. But you can't get, he's come to me multiple times about the electrical, but he can't tell me what they want.
You know, I don't see how he gets by, and just one, personal knowledge is, how do you tear a roof system off without a structural engineer?
That's what the plans he gave us was a copy out of a book that was just a generic page that didn't say it was for the Redmond building or anything. And I told him that wasn't acceptable. And he said he called to the state and talked to Maurice, I believe was the name. And I said, but if you just called and said, hey, I'm replacing my roof, do I need a state release? They're gonna probably say, no. But you didn't go into detail what you're gonna have to do to replace that roof. So I can't imagine that the state told him he did not. And Danny went and met with him as well.
Well, they have to have a trust, they have to have a trust plan to even make the trusses. There has to be a plan and it has to be designed, so.
Trust drawings he submitted weren't for that building, they weren't designed for the building.
You start busting trusses off, things come with like trust.
He had a structural engineer report done on it 3 years ago that said 10 items need to be fixed. It was like November and they need to be addressed by April, and I don't think any of them. That's 3 years ago.
So it's set for Fort down then?
Yes, September the 24th.
Any other business? Motion to dismiss?
Yep.
All in favor?
Fuck,